I know it's kind of a hot mess right now. So I grabbed some salvage. Had request to make a perfectly imperfect sign, which I have made one years ago. I don't even know. So I'm going to make a couple signs. That's your jam. You love salvage. Stay aboard. We will be making over some projects today. Perfectly imperfect. I know I say that all the time. When it comes to antiques, salvage, making things over, we put way too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect. Years ago, I saw this on Instagram, so I tried to copy it. So I'd like to say it's my original idea. The hardest part of the whole project is, well, first it's 3 different woods. I'm not sure if I'm doing that today because I think I had Chris's help. And then he screwed the other piece into the bottom, and then we had, I believe this is some salvaged, because we're all pickers, we're all like picking in that junk pile. Please don't burn stuff. Let us go through it first. So and I made this little sign, and I love it, and I've had it so many places in my old house, in my new house. I love it. But what I did is I went to the Cricut and I just made a whole bunch of different fonts in the letters to make it that perfectly imperfect. So let's put one of these boards together. I know it's kind of a hot mess right now. So I grabbed some salvage. So I have a piece of pallet board. And I'm sure Chris took this piece off back in the day. So I see that Chris made this, so I'm going to try to reenact it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm as good as he is, but let's see if we can get this molding piece off without breaking it too bad. So actually, I have one that already is not on there. Yeah, so I might just do it this way. Because I thought, well, if I take that, I kind of like this too. This would be like a little bit different one with having that trim round, in there also. So, but I would want to cut this flush. So we had a little guide here. Let's see, what are we? I know they're dirty, but we will work with what we got right now. So it looks like to make it kind of even, I need to cut in like the half of this and then cut this piece off. And then here, I think I'll just use whatever I have. So I'll make a couple. It's not like perfectly imperfect was ever, I mean, that's something people say. I just happen to say it. So people would just take the stress off of making items over. Everybody thinks this perfection. I don't like perfect. Goodness that my husband had a bandsaw. That's all I have to say. Looks like what he did is he took a couple different woods and then matched them. So I think I'm going to go here. See where I need to go back over to the bandsaw and cut that. It is like 4 degrees, y'all. It's crazy. The winter just will not give up this year. And I know it's only January. Well, we're going into February, so we're getting closer. So I'm just going to go over and cut those. So right here where my line was going to be, there's nails, and I like the nails. So I'm just going to adjust myself a little bit and go on the other side. Your saws do not like you to cut nails. For the character, he had cut the darker one down, but I don't want to cut in the middle of the nails. I need to make sure I'm in the middle of these 2 nails because they're so cool. Pallet wood. That is the thing about pallet wood. The character it has. Now, are they perfectly lined up? No. Did I get it completely flat? Nope, but that's okay. So I guess I can brad nail them actually. I don't know if I need to have to screw that in there. Maybe brad nails. Okay, so I'm gonna use clamp to keep these two together. Maybe. Like, where do I clamp it? Right here. Right there. Brad nail. So the whole point was just to get them nailed together. The brads worked out just fine. There's a little bit of a gap. I don't care. And then I'm going to attach this on the top. Or do I want that here? I may want that here. Because this one has some good character. I didn't want to sand into it if I didn't have to. So let's see if I can brad nail that together or not. I don't know. We'll find out. It's rounded, so it's a little bit on the harder side. Try one of the edges. Oh, no. I can keep it at the right angle. Not an easy angle. Okay, I think that's enough to hold it. Okay, so I have one made, and now it's just shop dust. But we don't want to. The whole point is to look salvage, so I don't want to paint anything if I don't have to. Okay, now we're going to try to assemble another one, just using this piece. I guess I got the wet wipe out. I might as well wipe it down. Okay, let me find, because I'm not gonna cut into that if I don't have to. My mark to cut this down. Now for this one, I think I'm just going to, he is fancier. He notched out. I can't notch out. I don't know how to do that. Probably a router or some fancy tool. So what I'm going to try is I'm just going to try to CA glue it on and then put some staples in the back to hold it. Need it to stop falling down on me though. And this has a dryer with it. Okay, that did not. It soaked too much into the pallet wood, so it was drying before I even was able to attach it. So quick and thick it is. We'll just work with whatever we're given and see what happens. And then let's see if I can shoot a brad. This is old. This isn't that new stuff that breaks really easy. Oops. Not an easy to get into, but that should hold it. There we go. Trying to see if this one needs to be pre-painted or not, but I think not. I just need to clean off the dust. So all I've done is just went in with the basic fonts and typed out perfectly imperfect. But you have to do each individual box. So like this is a letter, this is a letter, this is letter. Like I couldn't go out and type the whole word perfectly imperfect. I have to do it this way so that I can go in and I can make different letters. So that's the whole point, is to stick with the perfectly imperfect, and then I can group everything together after that is said and done. So I'm just going through and seeing, seeing all the different fonts. I'm trying to keep just with like handwriting, not like cursive or anything like that. And then of course they can be bigger, and so I'm just gonna have fun playing around. So I did have this little green piece sitting there, and I'm like, you know what? I should do that to this little green one that's just been sitting there. I got this on a whatnot. Thought about putting like in a little vignette, but it's always like too tall, or you feel like you're hiding it. And printing them out, why don't I print some on this little green piece? Just conditioning my... As I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because it is perfectly imperfect. Just a whole bunch of different fonts. And the nice thing about the grid paper, I can use the squares to figure out where I need to be. I like to say you put it on and you take it off, but that is never the case. Especially with, I don't know what is on here to begin with, which I hate that when it pulls because vinyl stretches. Now I don't have a paint color that matches this, which I don't think it, I mean, I could probably use any green, but I'm just going to go in with some shellac just to seal the edges so it doesn't bleed underneath. Okay, though I'm probably going to do that one in black. The rest of them are going to get DIY's White Swan. I did 2 coats of the shellac, hopefully to seal everything in. I like to use the DIY, so if it does bleed under, you know, I can clean it up. And hopefully the shellac will attract the white paint. My letters on this board are not really stuck, so doing the swirl with that, just took the littles right off. So I'm just going in with a little bitty brush and just very gingerly tap, tap, tapping, pray, pray, pray. A lot of prayer goes into crafting sometimes. Like, I just put this much work. This is like the final step. Well, almost. That's the thing with palette wood. It's very cool, but no, it does not stencil well because the vinyl does not want to stick on it. But if you make it smooth so it can stick, then all the patina is gone. So there's that. I'll use chalk paint, so I'm going to have to seal this in with some of the weather defense. This one's kind of a big to get into the frame, but I think what it was is a old like cabinet door frame, you know, the insert, I mean not frame, the insert of a cabinet door, though you know, it's not nothing terribly fancy. So I'm going to just sand it a little bit, and I'm going to do some chippy paint before doing some working on it, because you can, yeah, it's all good. So I'm going to leave that as is, but I'm going to paint over this so we have the two-toned. So I'm going to use this part as a frame. So I don't want to paint that part, so I'm going to go ahead and tape it off. And I'm actually making this piece for myself, because the house that we moved into, even though we are by far not the original owners, we only lived here a couple years, 1851 is the age of the house. So many people have lived in it. We have met someone, well, I grew up there, or I knew so-and-so. But yeah, I would like the age of the house to be somewhere in our house. And of course, I'm a salvage girl and junkin', so I would like it to be something like this. Even though I want a chippy cracky look, I don't think paint's going to stick to this very well. And I kind of like when it cracks or it does anything, I would like you to see two-toned of a color. So this is just shellac in a can. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush it on. That it's like a primer, but it's clear. It'll give the paint something to attach to. I don't know. There's just something about old farmhousey white salvage pieces. So that's what I'm going to make the sign, and any other little extras I want to get painted to salvage to get them to sell. That's what I'm going to use is flour sack. I love the character of the milk paint, that it crackles and chips and crazes, and you just never know. It's a little unpredictable, but it all depends on that piece that you're doing. Okay, now time to paint. Nice thick heavy coat. To achieve that, just don't push, like if I push down on my brush, I'm just like smearing it, but you just put some on the ends and just do a nice little swipe here and there, like you're dusting, I guess. Yeah, sure, that sounds good. Some beautiful crackling on this. I'm just going to go ahead and put my stencil on now. I'm not going to worry about sanding it or anything like that, because I feel like a lot of it will chip off. just whatever the paint was that was underneath here. Oh yeah, and that's what I thought too, that the vinyl will be taking some of it off too, so it's better just to leave it on there for right now and see what it does. Yeah, even with the shellac, it almost like I should have just sanded it all off. Well, that's no fun. Come on. So finally got this on. Oh, this is going to take a lot of that paint off when it comes. We'll see how that goes. So I actually have Fusion's coal, or excuse me, I actually have Fusion's picket fence to do the back color. Hopefully to seal in some of those ends. I don't know. Salvage is cool, but salvage is sometimes a little bit on the difficult side. Okay, so some little black dress. Sponge, it really isn't working, so I'm going to try a brush. There's too much texture. Oh, I knew it. Yeah, that it was going to be just how it's going to be. Just heating up the vinyl, that helps so it's not so stiff, you know. Not as much that came off as I thought was going to come off, and that's okay. But that's why I chose to do the DIY. So like if it went underneath where there was texture, I can clean it up. If I use permanent paint, it would be a little bit harder to clean up. Before I do any sanding, I'm going to go ahead and seal it in with weather defense. Okay, so I'm going to go slowly as I'm sanding it. Find those areas that need cleaned a little bit more from the paint. It's not bad. I wasn't sure how much would chip off or not. Okay, just going to do clear wax because I think we got enough patina going on in here anyway. So